18 years old. I'm like, that's really young. And like, considering they're like, how old were they?
Like the age difference, I think
exactly,
they're in their 30s.
They're in like their 30s or something. So like, and like 18, like you're still a kid at 18. And then like goes on later on to like basically him revealing that he like likes little girls and stuff like that. And that, it just like, that's so disturbing. And then,
but then that further proves the point of how shallow Dick is when it comes to the author's perspective, and like how deeply he went into Perry, because there was a story behind it. With Dick, there's not really much of a story. It's just he had this sexual relationship, and then he had like this self-discovery as he went along that he was interested in minors.
Yeah.
So
I think it was also like an important contrast between like Perry and Dick, because Perry's like shown as so like warm and sweet. Like even though he's like troubled because of like his past, he's still like a kind, like compassionate person when it comes to like things that he like has interest in. Whereas like Dick is just straight out like cold, and he has like no sympathy, and he's just downright disgusting.
And he like what I realized is that towards the beginning of like the second third of the book is that Perry, you can tell he has remorse and regret for what he did, because I feel like it was more of like the heat of the moment. He was going along with like probably what Dick was initially leading on to do, but then you realize that like when they were in the hotel room and Perry was starting to panic, and Dick was like, you need to man up, you need to not freak out over this is really not that big of a deal. It's almost like the sense of he's done it before, but then at the same time, like, considering his background, what very little of it we have, that he doesn't really care about anyone else really that much besides himself when it comes to his personal gain.
Yeah.
Going off of what you said, just final note, Dick, he considered himself normal, a normie or whatever he said, even though he's cold and he's very disturbing. Versus Perry, who's like, he regrets, he knows he's disturbed, he knows there's something wrong with him. He even questions it. Like, I think somewhere in Mexico, he's wondering what's wrong with his family, why did they all die, why is he, like that. While Dick, he's just cold, disturbing, and feels like he's normal versus Perry.
Because like he has that warped perspective of, he thinks what he likes and what he does and what he believes is right.
Right. He tries to self-justify it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's one quote from the end of the first section, going back to that, where he, like after they had killed the Clutters, Dick said, but Dick was satisfied. Boy, he said, and it was what he always said after running down a dog, which was something he did whenever the opportunity arose. Boy, we sure splattered him. And it's like, he literally like killed dogs for fun.
Yeah.
It's like, he's a true psychopath.
It's almost as though it should have been seen by like his parents, because like in the like not even his parents, like peers or guardians or whatever, considering the fact that he killed animals first, because usually what you hear in the news and everything is that like killers or like serial killers or like murderers or whatever, they're usually tied back to having like violent episodes, but they're beyond what you would consider normal. Besides the yelling and whatever, they would get physically violent to the point of like killing animals. It's a really odd behavior to have when you get angry or when you're frustrated.
But like also at the same time, he's not the one who physically like pulled the trigger and all that. Like he enlisted Perry to do his dirty work for him.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Any final thoughts?
I think that wraps it up.
Okay.